Greetings. I'm going to assume that you have Git installed. To check whether you have Git installed, you can only git -- version command. And if you don't have Git installed, you can just Google install Git and follow the instructions for your operating system. So let's get started. I'm going to make a new directory, dir. I'm going to name this directory Git Learning. And I'm going to enter into this directory. So once here, the first step would be to initialize Git. You can see that this directory is empty. Now when I run the git init command, it creates a .git folder that Git requires to run its various functions. Now let's create a file, touch file1. Now this is an empty file, so I'm going to add it. So I want to commit this file. What does that mean? Now Git has three main areas. The first is the working directory. Then you have your local repository, which stores your changes. Between your local repository, which has your changes stored, and your working directory, there's an intermediary area called the staging area. This staging area is also known as the index. So you'd have to add the file to the staging area or index before sending it to the commit area. So to add the file to the staging area, git add file1. Let's see git status. So here you see that file1 is currently an untracked file, and Git tells us how to add it to the staging area. So it tells us git add and enter the file name here. So I'm going to do that, git add file1. Now when I do git status, I can see that this is in the staging area. This has not yet been committed. These files changes have not been saved yet. So this file1 is now in the staging area under the changes to be committed. You can run this command to unstage, or if you want to commit the changes in file1, you run the command git commit. Now what git commit requires is a commit message, so that when you have a list of commits, you know what changes you introduced in each commit. So here I'm going to hit I to insert text, and I'm going to enter my message, created file1. And to save this, I first hit escape, I hit colon and X. So here you can see my git commit created file1. This is my SHA-1 code for this commit. We'll get into what SHA-1 code is in a little bit. And you can see that there's one file that's been changed, 0 insertions and 0 deletions, and create mode 100644 file1. Okay. Now to see your commits and to see your list of commits, you would use the git log command. So when you first install Git, it's going to ask you to configure your username and your email address. That is so that it can tag your commit with your name and your email address, so that you know who to reach out to in case there's an issue with a certain commit. And it also includes the date that the commit was committed on. Okay, now let's add some text to file1. So I'm going to use the Vim editor. I'm going to insert a text. I'm not saying it's your fault. I'm saying I'm blaming you. Okay, that's a one-liner. So I'm going to hit escape colon X to save. And if I do git status again, you can see that I'm on the branch master. We'll talk about branches in a future video. For now, don't worry about it. And you can see that changes are not staged for commit. So Git Restore to discard changes in the working directory, or Git add to update what will be committed. Now I want to keep my changes that I've made to file1. So I would do git add file1. Now what adding to file1 did was take the file from the changes from the working directory and put them in the staging area. Note that these changes in the staging area are not yet saved. To save them to my local repository, I have to run the git commit command. We just saw how to run a commit command over here. So when we run a git commit command, the Vim text editor opened up and asked us to create a commit message. So instead of going to the Vim text editor and creating a commit message, let's create a commit message on the command line itself. So to do that, you type git commit -m, and in double quotes you can put your message here, added line to file 1, and hit enter. So it created a new commit. Now let's see our git log, and you can see that I have a second commit here, and this is my commit message that says added a line to file 1. So this is how you add files to the staging area, and you commit these files, and this is the first step into using Git. Thank you for watching.